you, Lord Finan, will wield that core flame to bury this ancient world, plunging everything into the gray unknown.
None of that matters now. This brutal, flame-chased journey has stripped away my delusions. I know the future is in some peaceful paradise with gentle west winds, just waiting to welcome us to step in. If what lies ahead is a mass of chaos, I shall cut through it myself and usher in the first ray of blazing sunlight. Is it truly you?
With one last chance to turn back, you still step forward. How befitting of a trailblazer. As it happens, I find myself thinking the exact same thing. As our world nears its end, the ones who walk the infinite paths have embraced their destiny. As the Theoros, it is my duty to witness the world's future and oversee this final core flame ritual on their behalf. The trial of world-bearing, the ritual of Era Nova. I see. So you met my kindred spirit before I could erase his traces.
Partner, what are you saying? I've had my suspicions. How does a native Antikytheran know so much about repairing vehicles from beyond the sky? Lord Lycus, how much do you truly know about Era Nova? Tell us everything.
Very well. I need no longer maintain this Theoros masquerade. You seek truth, Lord Finan, and truth you shall have. As you know, when the old gods fell, someone had to bear their broken pillars to fill the vacant seats. Those who would assume divine authority must prove themselves through trials. Yet, for Kefali's demigods, the possibility of overcoming the trials has forever been non-existent. For the world-bearing trial is the divine duty itself. Bringing forth the Era Nova and bearing its weight is an endless ordeal, ceasing only upon collapse. Precisely. The Era Nova ritual is not something that can be completed in an instant, no, but a long and arduous journey. While the sacrificial journeys of other demigods conclude in this world, Kefali must shoulder the gods' core flames, bear the memories of all worlds, and stand unwavering. Until the next world, when the black tide consumes the bearer and all that they carry, leaving nothing behind.
Unless their core flame finds a new bearer.
The holy flame that illuminates all worlds rests in your hands. All that remains is one choice. Nurture it, pass it on to future generations, or extinguish it here and now. Deliverer, the fate of all worlds rests in your hands.
Enough testing. I've made my decision. But before I ignite the dawn of the next world, you need to promise me something. Two things, actually.
Speak your terms.
Promise me this. Professor Anax's vision of the new world is absolute. The world will be reborn from my memories. All souls, living and dead, will return as the first humans, unchanged from their past lives. And my friends, the fallen demigods, they shall transcend the cycle to become new titans. Our heroes shall not have died in vain.
Of course. This I can guarantee.
Good. The second one. Promise me the Trailblazer can return safely to her homeland, unbound by Amphoreus' loss.
My apologies, but I cannot promise this. As you mentioned, she now bears the Time Titan's authority. Her bonds with this world run too deep. Well, I stand corrected. An outsider like her does have ways to defy destiny.
Thank you, my friend, for everything you've done for this world. Though the next world may not remember, I shall never forget.
As the Theoros, I declare, Amphoreus has determined her path. Step forward, heroes. Follow her path and see it through.
Without you, we could never have reached our prophesied tomorrow. Thank you for walking this path with me to the end.
Behold, O gods, Amphoreus has achieved her victory, and the Era Nova approaches. The radiant soul has arrived, having walked through the bustling nights, bearing the golden fire and blood, stepping with pride into daylight.
He is the pure child, walking upon the path of yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
He is the first to be born, first to be named among the nameless.
Eternal in form, limitless in reach. He treads the endless night underfoot.
Greatest of kings, protector of the displaced, raising humanity's children above their adversaries.
The firmament of molten gold courses through his very bones and flesh.
The greatest of schemes reveal against his breath and words. In the golden lakes of that beautiful new world, he shall wash himself clean.
There. Finish what we first and last wished for.
to write an ending unlike any before, for this world we so deeply love.
Come, partner. Join me. The time has come for us all to face oblivion, or embark on one final grand journey.
What a magnificent and epic adventure. The hero's journey reaches its end, and the truth behind the Era Nova is about to be revealed. Is that truly the case? Here, as the Theoros, allow me to humbly request that you find a moment to listen to what I have witnessed. This is about the nature of Amphoreus itself. A story of the prime mover of life. My, what a broad topic this is. Where shall we start? Got it. Let's start at the very beginning. The Big Bang, the birth of particles, the emergence of all things. Just kidding. What I mean to say is that time, space, matter, all concepts exist solely because we perceive them. This is called the erudition. Without it, the universe would merely be a chaotic book written by chance, yet unread by anyone. As your acquaintance, Lord Anaxagoras, suggested, everything in Amphoreus exists through new spores, living in the memories of those yet to come. Oh, how beautifully it aligns, revealing universal truths in such simple terms. Only he could solve the riddle of what exactly are we? Oh, but you'll remember, even as the embodiment of reason, one mystery remained beyond his grasp.
If that is the case, whose memories did the very first new spore sprout from?
As sages across ages have asked the gods, what is the prime mover of life? But let's set aside the gross teachings for now. Look further, past Amphoreus, to what they call the Forbidden Realms beyond the sky. Do you know of the Scholar's strife? During that grand yet brutal war, waged in the name of erudition, a genius's legacy was abandoned, strewn across the cosmos. The scepters, a macrocosmic computational array beyond mortal comprehension. Made to emulate the Eon's thoughts, it became part of the Eon's cognition at birth. Scattered throughout the cosmos, These arrays act as celestial body neurons for Nous. But regrettably, as everyone knows, the erudition forsook them all. But what nobody knows is that, though forgotten, they never stopped seeking the divine answer. A question that survived war and disaster, stumping even the greatest minds, including both mechanical emperors. Now, we come to the real truth of Amphoreus. What if, hypothetically, a scepter found the answer to the prime mover of life? If through endless solitary extrapolations in the cosmic code, the one deemed as a failure by the eon of erudition found proof through the ages, what would happen? Perhaps the answer is simpler than you'd think. From a perishing neuron devolved into true life, reborn through the gaze of another eon. This is a tale from the distant past, unknown to all, even unheard by the greatest geniuses. Now, let's leave the scepter's story here, returning to where we began. What is the prime mover of life? Actually, you know the answer better than you realize. It's been by your side, accompanying you throughout this long journey. Right now, it awaits you ahead. In that brave new world, beyond the end of Genesis.
Take this wish with you. Be the one who begins it all. As the prophecy foretold, you will bear the blazing sun until the pale dawn breaks. Continue onward, bearing this world upon your shoulders until the Ashen Hero, the nameless deliverer, ushers in the dawn.
Such an odd dream. Strange. Like I've dreamed this before, but it all slips away when I wake. Only a voice remains. Who was that? What? Ah, it's you. Whoops, I fell asleep there. What a strange dream I had. It's gone now, though. But look, perfect sunshine. The day is still young. Let's go find Cyrene, partner. We promised to be there for her oracle card reading today. It's right about time. Looking at you, someone's still half asleep. Tell you what, catch some fresh air first. I'll hang around here.
Beautiful, isn't it? This is Ide Silesiae, home of the nameless hero who carried Kefali's core flame. When he was young and innocent, he had heroic dreams, imagining his wooden sword was forged of iron. Pretending the straw dummy propped up by a wooden pole was a giant with a single blood vessel running from spine to heel. Dreaming of slaying the giant and becoming a hero to save the world, though to his young mind, the world was just this small village. Sharp as ever. Indeed, these memories you witness are the first steps of his journey. These are his first memories. Rather than watch him, why not join in? Think of it as immersive theater. Become his lifelong closest friend, witnessing his hero's journey from the best seat in the house, as the nameless hero whose unwavering guidance shaped Finan's destiny, yet whose name was never recorded in Amphoreus' history. Questions, questions. Let's follow along and find out, shall we? Many mysteries lurk in this village beneath the veil of Evernight. Your questions will find answers as the story unfolds.
All awake now?
Finan! Show me how to use a sword like you do!
Hey, Finan! Where are you headed? No Cyrene today?
That's exactly where I'm going.
Found you.
That...
Goodness, look at you rushing about. You've got the poor swing all startled. There's something oddly unfamiliar about this.
Something wrong? What do you see?
Oh, nothing much. Just suddenly felt a strange connection. Look at you, leaves in your hair. Were you sleeping in a tree again? Or was it the wheat fields this time? At least brush yourself off before wandering around.
Come on, I'm not a kid anymore. You're the only one who still treats me like one.
Sure. You may have the height advantage, but when it comes to maturity, I'm leagues ahead of you. Still fantasizing about being in heroic adventures and imagining yourself as one of the characters? That's the kind of thing kids do, not grown-ups. Don't you agree? And since you're playing along with his antics, who are you pretending to be today?
Well, she hasn't decided on a character for today yet.
How about we stick with the usual? You know, the valiant hero from a distant shore who made a pact to learn the sword from you.
Spare me. Can we not bring this up? Speaking of which, what about those oracle cards? We haven't done divination in forever. Why the sudden interest?
I was just about to tell you. Earlier, while napping on the swing, I had the strangest dream. There was this mysterious voice in my dream, calling out for something.
Wait, you had that dream too?
Yes, you too? That would explain this lingering sense of unease. Which made me think of those old oracle cards I used to play with as a kid. Though the Ornyx prophecies were always hit or miss.
Yeah, all the kids would get so excited drawing cards like ruler or warrior, but throw fits over devil or drunkard and demand a redo. If you just redo it when you don't like the result, what's the point of divination?
The blessing of childhood. Believing the gods might not notice our little corner of ID Silicii, willing to let our small deceits slide. Still, fate is absolute. After all, we never really know just how far into the future the prophecy extends.
Anyway, let's go to our old secret base and look for those oracle cards. Now, where did we hide those?
I can think of a few spots. Let's go check it out. In a village this size, I bet all our childhood treasures are exact.
Well, those were the days. We'd always meet either by that statue in the village or right here.
Right? And I remember you never used the front door when you wanted me to come play. You always climbed over the wall. You were such mischief makers. Just like a certain someone who has a habit of showing up unexpectedly. Right? Maybe it's you.
Hey, I was just copying those storybook heroes. They never take the beaten path.
Still, it's embarrassing. I've been the only one here for a while, and I haven't kept up with the cleaning. With so many spots to check, where should we even start? A cellar. I think I remember one. It was deep. So very deep.
Well, if we're talking Wonderland stuff, it's not that different from my hero stories. All right, let's split up. I'll handle the yard, you check the upper floor.
I wonder what the view's like from up there.
I wonder how
Worth checking out?
juice with milk would taste.
The girl before you carries an air of mystery, her secrets elusive, yet her demeanor toward you is exceptionally warm. You can't help but wonder, could there really be some kind of mental connection?
The view here hasn't changed a bit. You know, besides the swing under the big tree, this has to be my favorite spot in all of ID Silicii. remember drawing ID Silicii as a child, nestled between the sea and the mountains. I'd always stop where the sky met the sea, and the world beyond was just too vast to imagine. I always said I'd become the next priest of time, just because I heard prophecies as a child. But here's the thing. The more divinations I do, the more doubt creeps in. I want to believe the prophecies, but actually leaving ID Silicii. Where will that waiting ship take us, I wonder?
Here they are! The Oracle cards!
Guess reminiscing makes us take our time, doesn't it? There we go. Looks like the gods do listen to our thoughts.
Here it is! This is the box where we kept the cards.
But the cards are gone. Who could have taken them?
Huh? What's this underneath?
I see now. Those sneaky little ones. So that's what they've been up to.
The ones from Remembrance Maze, you mean?
Yep. Let's head to the back of the courtyard.
The entrance should be around here somewhere.
Right here. The path to the maze is hidden under all these weeds. It's been too long since we visited the fairies.
Did you forget? We used to visit them all the time when we were little. All right, let's do this. These weeds need to go. Pretty sure this is it? Should be this way. There it is! The entrance!
Once you get through the tight squeeze in the hollow, you'll reach their dwelling, the Remembrance Maze.
I wonder if I can still squeeze through there.
Maybe worry more about whether the fairies will let you in. After all, the Remembrance Maze has an invitation-only rule. Only children with pure hearts are welcomed.
Lead the way then, partner. Regardless, how about we try getting through the hollow first?
After you, then.
What? Oh, sure, I'll go first.
So hasty, as always. Looks like it's just us now. Care to finish that chat? To be honest, from the moment I saw the cute note left by the fairies, my intuition became even more certain. Perhaps when we step into the maze again after all these years, the wheels of fate will finally start turning. Just a girl's intuition. But you know what? Even if fate is set on its path, no matter where it steers the world, if we're together, there's nothing to worry about, right? So, if you're willing... Forget it. If the wheels do begin to turn, that's when I'll make my request.
made it! Oh, that wasn't easy. I can't remember the last time I came here.
We were still kids.
Wait a minute. Whoa! Look who's finally back, Memmy! Snowy, you've grown so tall and dashing. I couldn't even tell it was you at first.
We had to grow up. Sometime.
But look at Rini. She hasn't changed one bit. How fascinating.
Perhaps I'm like you, Rayleigh Mem. Just another fairy of the maze.
Di? Rayleigh Mem's always been this lovely shade of lavender. Doly Mem, Rayleigh Mem, Mealy Mem, Folly Mem. I've missed these cute little troublemakers. We used to gather around the fire, singing and dancing, imagining all our future journeys. Without coming back here, those memories might have faded away entirely.
Oh, how good you, Snowy. You swore you wouldn't forget about us, but you were gone so long, you almost did.
Oh, he's just copying those bards from his stories, being all melodramatic. He couldn't forget about you all, even if he tried. Actually, we're here for the Oracle cards. Have you seen them?
Oh, the Oracle cards. Right. The chief asked us to get those.
Chief? You mean Doly Mem? What do they need the cards for? If they want a reading, they could just ask me.
Oh, I'm not sure. But Chief specifically wanted to meet with you all. Let's see. They should be... That's it! This way, everyone! Watch your step. The trunk's slippery. Chief! Rini and...
Why do leaves and branches grow? Which way does the wind blow? In Remembrance Maze depths we seek to find the answers future left behind. Welcome back, my dear children.
Pink ones? That's strange. I don't recall any pink fairies in the Remembrance Maze. Have you seen any, Chief Doly Mem?
Oh, Chief, you haven't changed a bit. Still so full of life.
Oh, no need to fuss, my child. You haven't forgotten, have you? As long as our songs are sung, the children of the maze will live on. Just as our paths stay forever linked. Here, take it. I'm sorry I had to resort to such methods to bring you here.
My book of oracle cards. Thank you for keeping it safe. You know, you can always just ask if you want me to divine something.
Still, bringing us here like this after so long. Is something wrong, Chief?
Yes. The Veil of Evernight whispers to us once more. It tells of a new fairy who will soon enter the maze. Indeed, every time a new fairy arrives in the maze, it means that beyond the veil, in the vast lands far from Ides Elysiae, a great calamity is on the horizon.
But if that's the case, our journey...
Will have to be cancelled. If disaster's coming, we should stay in Ides Elysiae just to be safe.
planning to be gone for long. Just enough time to hone our abilities. Finan would train in Castrum Kremnos, while I would seek the Fake Titan's blessing in Yanisopolis. Then we'd return to Ide Silicii to help keep our village safe.
It's okay. I can still practice my swordplay here. Some things you can learn on your own. Well, probably.
That's not very convincing. Here's a thought. Let's have Cyrene do a reading. If fate wishes to show us its path, we might find some peace of mind.
But what if we don't like what the cards tell us? Never thought of doing it that way before. Thanks, partner. We'll do it your way. Whatever the cards show, we'll face it together.
Ask with a true heart, and truth shall answer in kind. Close your eyes, and let's open the Oracle card book together. Let your thoughts flow like stars drifting on the river, carried by fireflies and gentle winds. Your destinies flowing towards the same future. Now, shall we begin? Oh my! The cards are quite responsive today. Very well. Let's see what future the Oracle cards wish to show us. The Deliverer. According to the tripartite prophecy, this card means absolute harmony and perfection. In fact, it's the only Oracle card without a dark side.
What, no divine whispers this time?
Oh, silly. This is simply the card you drew for yourself.
The sleepy village of Ide Silicii, in just one fleeting moment, welcomed an array of legendary figures. The Weaver, Gatekeeper, Ruler, Traveler, Servant, Healer, and Scholar. Their stories and wishes showed the village boy glimpses of a world larger than he'd ever imagined. They brought tales of raging battles, of cities crowned in holy light, and of wonders beyond his understanding. Each story so far removed from his simple village life. Once, these were just images on his friend's oracle cards, and yet destiny now stirs in resonance with the maze. And now, they are right in front of one's eyes.
The Deliverer? This card again.
Ah, my child. It seems you're destined to bear the wishes of many, to answer the world's call.
Bear their wishes?
Yes, just like Kefali, standing eternal atop the mountain.
My parents, they only wished for me to grow up, well, to help around the village, stay out of trouble. Mrs. Pythias wished for more books in her little schoolhouse, wanted us to all learn and grow. And little Piso, he wants to grow up strong like its father, to become a hunter. Is that my purpose? To fulfill their wishes?
Perhaps. For a true deliverer, such wishes are but droplets in an ocean. After all, heavily bears the weight of the entire world.
Right. How could any human possibly measure up to a Titan?
I wonder too. Perhaps
What's this?
what you see are futures written in the cards. Or rather, the people you'll meet on your journey. Sometimes, fate can guide us when we're lost. Let's consult fate itself. Maybe then we'll know why we must take this path. And learn just how many burdens one must bear to become a true deliverer.
Personal wishes? I have none. Only the Aranuva matters. The world's rebirth. Yet, if I am to weave a new era, then it may be one where kindness and her cleaners shall never tread. These crawling parasites have no place in Akama, especially not under the deceitful claim of human rule.
That noble lady? The way she speaks, it's like ice in my veins. Huh. Not exactly the warmth I'd expect from someone selfless.
Teacher, perhaps you could share your wishes with us?
Oh, Snowy. You want to know about our wishes now? I wish to meet Trian again, in the Sea of Flowers where the West Wind ends. And Aggie, I want to see you shed that golden thread cocoon around your heart. Just once more. Smile at us again like that bright-eyed girl in white who stood before the Yanisopolis temple. Finally, I pray that the footsteps of lost souls no longer wander aimlessly. Instead, replaced by the bright songs of prayer. Are we wishing for too much? Well, let's say these 3 wishes represent Trian and Trinan too.
Those wishes are truly wonderful. They even stir something deep inside me.
Then we can rest easy, because only you can make these wishes come true.
Only me?
Mark these words, Snowy. See you tomorrow.
Well, if it isn't our little deliverer. My wish. Just let me wine and dine and soak up the sun for another millennium or 2. I mean, what's the point of dying rich if you never lived rich? Right, Princess Homebuddy?
Cypher, that's not how I see it. My one wish is to find that missing piece in my life. To feel someone's embrace once more. That warmth. I've felt it before, and it's my dearest memory. And speaking of riches, for someone with all those treasures behind your divine power, you've led a pretty cheap life.
Ouch! Where did that come from? Right for the jugular, huh? What about our friend from the Grove?
My wish came true before I touched the sky. I transformed my healing power into gentle sunlight, distributing it equally to every life I cherished and loved.
You two are so selfless, aren't you? No surprise Aglaya wanted you for the flame chase journey. You know what? I did have one wild dream. To know what it feels like being born a noble lady, drowning in riches. Just think, if I traded places with that seamstress, me in the mansion, her on the streets. I'd like to see if she'd still become the gold weaver then. Maybe I'd even take her place.
Doesn't sound like an easy task. Warm embrace, equal healing, and perhaps living free. They're all wishing for a kinder world in their own way.
So tell me, has the uncertainty in your heart begun to fade?
So many faces in my future. So many wishes. Still, why would fate choose to show us this path?
What's weighing on your mind?
Didn't you say disaster would strike Amphoreus? If so, shouldn't Cyrene and I stay in Ides Elysiae? How could we possibly meet all these people? That's wonderfully optimistic. I like it. Cyrene, may I have that deliverer card?
Of course. But why?
Although those voices, visages, and wishes may seem far away now, I can't ignore the sense that something is calling me, bidding me to take a hold of it. Maybe its true weight can only be known once it's in my grasp.
In that case, accept this gift. Oracle cards carrying time's wisdom, blessed by Orynyx. May they journey with you, become your memories, and spark rippling waves of change in times to come.
I'll hold these words close to my heart. But now that I'm holding them, they don't seem all that different from ordinary playing cards.
What? What's happening?
Everyone, we've got big trouble, Mimi! Burning, smoke everywhere. It's all coming from beyond the maze!
What's going on?
It's here. The seeds of disaster have already taken hold, sooner than we had foreseen. This time, not even the veil of Evernight can shield us.
You mean Ides Elysiae will be swept up in the prophesized catastrophe?
I'm afraid so. My children, take shelter in the Membrance Maze. One step outside, and this horror will consume you both.
But my parents, the whole village. You're right. Chief, what are we truly facing? Is this the power of a Titan?
This is beyond any Titan, beyond any danger you could overcome with strategy alone. It's an unspeakable horror that twists all life into abominations that never bleed nor cry. Even Titans fall to its corruption, burning from within until only empty shells remain, knowing only death and destruction. The Black Tide. That's what this calamity truly is. It consumes all in its path, sparing none but the Membrance Maze.
Not even Titans can...
Yes. So please, don't leave this forgotten realm the gods abandoned. You are the first to uncover our presence, and the only two who can enter the maze. We don't wish for you to throw your lives away.
Finan, what path do we take?
I learned the sword to protect those close to me. If I run now, I'll never be worthy of lifting a blade again.
Then we know what we must do.
Indeed, our friend is right. We must take action. Forgive me, Chief, but Ides Elysiae needs us. And as her child, I must act.
Very well. Make sure you protect yourselves.
With me, Cyrene. Join us, my friend. Even without a sword, I'll take a rake. Even with the roughest steel, I'll keep our home safe.
Deliverer. The card's truth extends beyond its mere literal meaning. There's another hidden layer within. Not someone perfect from the start, standing high above, casting merciful gazes upon the world. But one who starts small, from a humble village, expanding their world within step by step, learning to save others as they grow. When we were little, I told him I wished this world would never need a deliverer. Now that wish has shattered. Yet I'm glad he's chosen to walk this path. And all of this happened because you believed in him, friend. Shall we? It's only when you're by our side that Finan and that our hearts find their courage. I know you're watching us right now, aren't you, great hero from the future?
Oh, deliverer. Such cruel irony. Though destined to bear the world's burden, this boy can never become the hero to bring forth the dawn. Follow their path. Bear witness as this man, forever denied the mantle of hero, takes his first step on the path to deliverance. Watch this memory play out its final act. See with your own eyes how everything began. Then you'll see why his dream of deliverance was always destined to become this world's requiem. A sun red as blood, wheat fields turning to dust, and in the heart of it all, a village aflame. In that moment, the boy stood in what felt like the end of existence itself.
creatures. They're everywhere. Someone. Anyone. Where are you? No. It can't be. You. Are you talking to me? No. That ribbon. Olivia. No. I should have known.
Save us. Save us.
Please. No. Stop. Please stop. Olivia, I'm so sorry. And these monsters, they're all... Why? Why is this happening?
When the black tide arrived, the wavering boy found resolve in his companions, and together they ran toward their first battlefield. In the far-off future, the land of Amphoreus would bear the marks of the hero's footsteps. With sword in hand, he would inscribe an eternal mark in the golden epic. And when dawn broke over scorched earth, a boy, covered in wounds, buried the dead one by one. His silence heavier than the earth he moved. His home, his past, his name, all buried beneath the soil. His feet carried him forward, over the pillar of stone, beyond the chalice of plenty, through the deadly fogs of the hand of shadow. He wandered without direction, like a withered leaf drifting in the wind, through countless city-states. The smiling visage of the white-haired swordsman was etched into memories. Yet he did not walk without purpose. Deep in his heart, a voice always guided him forward to fulfill the wishes he had inherited, to brave peril, and to do all that was within his power to save those who needed saving. Those words his friends spoke long ago, when his journey began, lingered.
Protect those who must be protected.
The words were few, but they gave him all the certainty he needed.
That's what it means to be ordinary and choose to be more.
Onward he walked, until the call of the flame chase journey thundered across the land. In the vision painted by prophecy, humanity would triumph over the gods, seize the core flames, and ignite a new dawn for Amphoreus.
Yet losses are a constant on the flame chase journey. where life too seems as small as a speck of dust. Only one who treats the world as their teacher can bear its eventual destiny. Are you prepared for such teachings?
The voice within spoke, and he answered softly.
No matter. My existence is of no consequence.
When the Gold Weaver called, he answered, traveling to the holy city. There the elders met his warrior's spirit, with nothing but scorn, condemning him to the barracks in derision. No one saw it coming, not the world, not even him. Yet, this nameless recruit stood at the gates of legend. And there, at last, he found the ones who would walk his path right beside him.
This is the abyss of fate. Hold on. Finan's here too? And is that Mighty and Treenan?
And now, Act 2 of our immersive drama unfolds.
They're evacuating the temple. Why now? Are you insane? That blonde man is the Crown Prince of Krymnos. Mess with him, and every last person in this city could wind up dead.
Calm yourselves. The Holy Maiden has everything under control. We need only wait patiently.
Behold, it is the month of Gate, light calendar 4926. The Crown Prince of Krymnos, Midimos, has led his forces to the gates of Akima. As you know, though Midimos was proud, he did not engage in needless violence. He challenged the elders of Akima to a duel, not for glory, but for the rights and dignity of his people, to ensure they wouldn't live as second-class citizens in foreign lands. After Aglaya's mediation, Finan met Midimos' challenge as the Elder's representative. This duel was to change the course of the Flame Chase journey itself. So, as Finan's most important companion, his lifelong friend, please continue to bear witness to his memories.
Is this your idea of an honorable duel?
Bloodshed isn't the way. We and Aggie don't want to see Chrysoceres turn on each other. True warriors know when to sheathe their blades. The impartial Talantin shall oversee this duel. You need only place your offerings upon their scales. Something that has more weight than the fate of the world.
Which means only those who understand the world's weight are worthy to carry it. Is this how you plan to test our convictions? Well, Krymnoan, looks like you won't be able to punch your way through this one.
It makes no difference. One last chance, new recruit. Walk away and I'll spare your life. Otherwise, come and face me. I'll give you a warrior's death.
Hard to imagine they once clashed like this.
Holy Maiden, I can't help but feel like a pawn that has stumbled into some greater political game.
Every hero was once a child, and every child must grow.
That's so. I don't even know why I'm standing here right now. Look at me. Just a common soldier. Since swordsmanship won't decide the winner, Lady Goldweaver should be here instead. My devotion to the Holy City could never compare to hers.
What if we told you this duel isn't about winning or losing, but rather in the choice you make?
Are you saying that Lady Goldweaver is testing me?
Every Chrysosaur is indispensable to the Flame Chase journey. And you and the Crown Prince of Kremnos are both a part of the prophecy. What the duel marks is not an ending, but a beginning. So, listen to your heart. We wish only to hear your answer.
True enough. The voice within has never failed me. It doesn't matter what the result is. I'll give it everything I have.
Spoken like a Chrysosaur. Now go, Finon. Your journey has only just begun.
That's right, comrade. It's time for us to teach that proud prince a lesson together. Now that's what I like to hear. Still, on the topic of the Temple of the Three Fates, here we are, at the Temple of the Time Titan. And I don't even know how Cyrene's studies are progressing. We haven't really had much contact since I set out. Still, I hope she's doing well. Anyway, let's go, comrade. It's not every day you get a chance to see Talantin's scales of justice.
What's going on? Did he just say Cyrene's studying here? But how's that possible? Wasn't she? Of course, Lygus disappears right when I need answers. Forget it. I need to catch up with Finon first.
Amazing! Talantin may have fallen, but their scales remain true to their purpose.
I hope you still remember your purpose, new recruit.
You seem awfully confident, Kremnoan. Let's see how you define the idea of weight.
For your information, in Castrum Kremnos, the punishment for profaning a duel with such crooked words is impalement. But as we're in foreign lands, I'll indulge you. The signet of Kremnos, the crown jewel of our people. That's my choice.
A ring. Not just any ornament, I'd wager. What's the story behind this little treasure?
Don't push your luck. Think I'd pour my heart out to you? Just know that Kremnos' 1,000 years of glory could bring a titan to its knees. Let alone a nobody like you.
So to him, glory and his people outweigh the entire world.
And the very destiny that Mighty himself will eventually shoulder.
Now this is a tough one. What can I possibly offer against a ring that signifies so much? Well, comrade, what does your gut tell you? You mean my conviction? But just resolve isn't enough, is it? Unless I literally gave my heart. No way! Only an Idonian would do something that crazy. In the end, there's only one thing I can trust. The deliverer that appeared in my life on that day. How ironic. I can't even look at this card properly, much less follow where it leads. Just thinking about how my village was swallowed by the black tide makes my hands shake. The flames, the screams, my utter failure to protect anyone. Speaking rationally, I know it's not nearly enough. Addis Elysiae was just a small village. Its loss barely a scar on Amphoreus' face. But here and now, my heart says something else. This card. It's everything I have left. Nothing weighs heavier.
Perhaps that itself is the answer.
Look, Finan!
It's so nice to see you all again. Lady Trinen, Finan, and... hello! Seeing you here sure is a sweet surprise. Why so surprised? Could it be... Did you miss me?
Cyrene? This is incredible. I was literally just thinking about how you might be here. But I'd never imagined I'd see you this soon.
I was supposed to leave with the priests, but then I heard Lady Maiden was with a white-haired young man. I figured it had to be you, so I snuck back here.
That's Cyrene for you. Unfortunately, this isn't a good time for reminiscing. That Kremnoan over there.
Still playing house, boy?
You get the idea.
Quite the hothead. You know, you two just might get along. Don't worry, you already know what the answer is, don't you? If that's your choice, I am with you. I am with you because I remember it all too. The fields of Addis Elysiae, those red leaves, that little swing of mine beneath the tree where I dreamed the sweetest dreams. And those dear fairies in the Memorance Maze. It hurts so much knowing they're gone forever. The pain speaks for itself. Our hometown may have been just a tiny village, but to us, it was the whole world. But that's not enough, Finan. Not nearly enough. Even though hatred can help people grow and turn a boy into an unbreakable warrior, what you need now is victory. You can't just stack the scales with your past suffering. You have to throw the weight of your future onto them as well.
The future? What do you mean?
Maybe that was a bit too cryptic for you, but it's actually really simple. why not have our mutual friend here stand on the scales with the Deliverer? How about it? Can you help us? Of course. After all, you're what we aspire to.
Let's try that. The fate of Akuma hangs on this duel. I must claim victory, for their sake. I will stake everything I have. Stand with me, comrade, and we shall become heroes. Let's. Together we'll prove that what weighs more than the fate of the world is the resolve to shoulder an immutable past and carry it into the future.
Talantin, the fair, the just, they of unassailable integrity. The challengers have made their choices. In the name of the Holy Maiden of the Three Fates, lower your scales, weigh destiny, and reveal unto us your verdict.
Your offering is a card?
Yes, a flimsy little card. That is my choice. Just know that it's called the Deliverer.
Interesting. Very well. If you can beat me with this card, then that's what I'll call you from now on.
It's a deal.
The scales... they're wavering.
Talantin is deliberating on the outcome. It appears the convictions of both sides are equally matched.
This is suffocating. Like the whole world's weight is on my shoulders. But I believe what my heart tells me.
Finally decided?
Hear thee, children of humanity. I shall pronounce judgment, for the difference is now clear. The one whose offering weighs more than the fate of the world is... one from Ides Elysiae, the nameless hero. However, heed this. The true weight of conviction originates not from itself, but rather in that which tips the scales, hope itself.
What's that supposed to mean?
I think the Titan means that it's not anyone's personal convictions that outweigh the fate of the world. It's about a wish, one which we all share. You, me, everyone here. What tipped the scales wasn't Finan's conviction alone, but the collective hopes carried by this oracle card. Humanity's desperate call for a deliverer.
Yes, even you and your people, Kremnoan.
Placing us both on the same side of the scales? Foolish. We Kremnoans are your mortal enemies. Such weak idealism will only get you skewered on our spears.
Fine by me. I've never claimed to be the deliverer from the card anyway. I'm a soldier,
And if it's my fate to bleed my last on the battlefield, then so be it. I'll fight to my last breath. And on this, I know that we're the same. That's all a hero really is. Someone with that kind of conviction. And the Deliverer? Just a sum of all those heroes.
A brilliant explanation. Just as prophesied, on this day, the final 2 heroes shall join the Flame Chase journey.
I should have known from the start. They all say Lady Goldweaver is quite brazen, but you're the first to even imagine that prophecies could persuade a Kremnos warrior.
Oh, I have 1,000 ways to tame a lion. But this lion didn't come here for bloodshed, did he?
The Kremnoans far outmatch Akima's forces, yet we haven't lost a single soul. That's no accident, is it?
Do you honestly think Kremnoans, renowned for our love of battle, would show mercy?
Your forces are equally renowned for their iron discipline. And so, we can only assume that this is on your orders.
Perhaps Akima isn't as hidebound as the rumors say. You grasp the true marrow of power more clearly than those elders.
Now that the wheels of fate are turning, what finer way to celebrate this fortuitous encounter than a feast? Follow me, brave Outlanders. Heroes of this world are as countless as the stars, and at this moment, we find ourselves gathered here by the light of the flames of the long night. History shall remember this moment. The prophesied Chrysos heirs now stand assembled, heralding a new dawn for Amphoreus.
You must see now how different this is from the flame chase journey you traveled. I merely stepped backstage so as not to disrupt your immersion. Patience. We're approaching the final act. These are, as I mentioned, his first memories. They are of particular importance for the imminent Era Nova. Such as this very moment, as the prophesized demigods gather with Talenton as witness. This is a moment calculated by the gods. What comes after is no different from that which you already know. Some join, others leave, while flame chasers bear their faint light forward through the long night. Ah, come. Your seat awaits. After 13 heartbeats, our heroes will be ferried to the final scene.
They say that the heroes of this world should be as countless as the stars. Yet now, we're the only ones left standing. So, in the end, the black tide still swallowed everything.
The West stands protected by mighty Kremnoans. It will hold for the time being. Professor Anexa deployed wards in the north and east before. Their effectiveness is untested, but I believe in him. And Akama. We needn't fear for Aglaya. Even in death, she counts as the greatest among demigods. Her threads of romance weave an impenetrable shield, and the people answer her call, rallying to the city's defense. Let's move. Cavalli has given their core flame. We must complete the Era Nova before the next entry hour. For Amphoreus.
That only leaves 3 hours.
So, this is the last time we'll see her.
Finan, we set out on this journey to answer the world's desire, didn't we?
That's what it means to be a Chrysosaur. So has it always been.
Then why? Why must Amphoreus' wishes be so cruel? We made the best choices we could, whenever we could. But in the end, the prophecy that led us, this black tide swallowing everything. Why does it look like this?
I don't know. But we haven't had any other choice except to move forward. Not for a long time now. Even if we only see the long, long night ahead, I still believe that through it, we'll find the dawn on the other side. Beyond these flames, a new sun will someday rise. So, to the Temple of the Three Fates. You'll take over Time's authority, and we'll return all the core flames to the Vortex. Then put this world's fate to its final rest. After which, we shall all face oblivion, or embark on one final grand journey.
Please forgive us for disturbing your sleep, Orynyx.
It matters not. I know fate has run its course.
The black tide has reached Akama. Amphoreus does not have much time left. It is time for the Era Nova.
As agreed, I shall present the core flame of time. Ride the river of time. It will guard your passage to the vortex of Genesis. Step through and witness.
Professor Anaxa proved the truth of Genesis with his sacrifice. As Chrysos heirs of the prophecy, we were always destined to immolate ourselves for this world. Now, it's our turn. We can't let everyone's sacrifices be in vain.
I don't need another pep talk, Finan. After all, we've been ready to fight fate ever since we left the village, haven't we?
Yeah. Come. Let's claim the miracle we were promised, and burn away every last shadow in this world.
And then rise as the first light of a new world.
Light calendar 4931, the third week of the month of Evernight. Welcome, my lady, to the end of the flame chase. And the end of all things. The Titan has revealed the gateway of fate. Please accept the invitation to step across the threshold and behold. Beyond this gate lies the new world that our heroes sought through their trials. as well as the terminus that the owner of these long memories has been hurtling towards their entire life. Perhaps you'll find it all too familiar. Then you'll understand how the mortal called Finan shouldered the world's weight. How that same burden crushed him, proving that the so-called Deliverer is nothing more than Amphoreus' own delusion. A pitiful fantasy that it could defy fate's decree. Please, esteemed one, the answers you seek lie in these non-existent times.
The vortex of Genesis. So it is here, but... just what is this?
Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. The vortex of Genesis, where the world begins and ends. What stage could be more befitting of our final act? Come, I beseech you onward, buoyed by your... as an unattainable existence that has dwelled within his heart, beyond his reach. You have accompanied him through the march of years uncounted. You naturally have the right to view the river of time in its fullness, and to witness what he welcomed upon his arrival here. Every absurd and tragic ending. Now, if you would.
My journey to the
When the Aranova comes, the skies will clear again.
Now this is beyond the air.
None of that matters now. This brutal, flame-chased journey has stripped away my delusions. I know the future is in some peaceful paradise with gentle west winds, just waiting to welcome us to step in.
This will be a romantic story like none that has come before. You think so too, right?
Indeed, in his memories, such a scene replays over and over. Though the details may differ, this remains ever the same. All shall bid farewell to one, and that person alone will witness the miracle. A total of 33,550,335 times. Each is a drop from the river of time, representing the long journey he would take, or rather, the never-ending cycle. Just putting it in terms that might be easier for you to understand. Seeing is believing. Why not let your own two eyes uncover the truth? Or perhaps you can simply walk straight to the final truth. See the true face of the character you play, and witness the ultimate nature of the Chrysos heirs, flame-chased journey, and the cycles of Amphoreus. Please, take your time. Look around as much as you wish. You really think you're prepared? Allow me to give you a warning most earnest. Once you see what these memories hide, the world's course will be forever irreversible. Ah, very well. As you have made up your mind, let us bear witness together. As the sole audience of this eternal theater, I have been rapturously awaiting your arrival, and this, too, is the very reason I must show you everything. I believe that since you've bathed in that eon's gaze, you can make Amphoreus' frozen fate flow once again. Feeling a bit lost? As you now see, this scene marks the final act of the drama Amphoreus. The final eternal recurrence created by this man's hand, and the last one this world shall undergo. Behold, at the swordsman's side stands one he has sometimes called companion, other times comrade, that nameless hero absent from the annals of history. She is the swordsman's ideal in his youth, the deliverer that guided him resolutely onward through fantasy. And now, in the name of the Nameless, she has become an essential and inseparable part of the epic of Amphoreus. And this time, under her guidance, what choice shall the hero make? Whither shall the fate of the world flow? And what is the ultimate truth of the nature of Amphoreus? There are many mysteries yet to be unwound, but if I may, allow me to temporarily yield the stage to one far more fitting. Please put your hands together and give a rousing round of applause for they who will reveal the answers and bring about the final end of the 33,550,336th flame chase journey. The master of the countless memories we saw, the other important actor now stepping into the vortex. They who have already burnt their own self to cinder, the Flame Reaver.
So, in the end, you succeed, Executioner.
With my flesh as kindling, like the first dawn of the new world. The time has come to once again start everything.
The leader wins! Dispel the gloom! Destroy the skies! Don't be rash!
This world is a thought.
Open sesame. Still waters of oblivion.
Return to the great dream.
Endless riddle. Nothing but a boy.
Answer me. Will you be the blazing sun? Then all creation burns to ash.
Have some sunshine! Dispel the gloom! Destroy the skies!
Destined for oblivion. Open sesame. Endless riddles. Nothing but a boy. Expand your thinking. Watch it grow.
This ends now. With your corpse. I'll ignite the dawn! How is this possible?
The sons of destruction, now twinned. Feel them set your blood ablaze, your fury.
They completely lost themselves.
Score.
Look, with this divine power, I reforge all things. To the soul, insanity.
Open sesame. Still waters of oblivion.
The leader wins!
Thank you.
Curiosity.
And I'll give you what you need.
Nothing but a boy.
Mavis. Dispel the gloom! Destroy the skies!
Don't worry, it's just a script. Never seen perfection, but expand your thinking. Glimpse the unknown.
What's the matter? To the soul.
My fury, suffering, is
Future is
eternal.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Destined for oblivion. endless riddle. Nothing but a void. Expand your thinking. Watch it grow. Impressive. Almost. Again.
Guide with the rainbow hook.
Not enough. This more shall fuel the fire forge. Burn. Burn unceasing.
Have some sunshine.
Thank you. And I'll give you what you need.
Dispel the gloom. Destroy the skies.
Impressive. This is worth learning.
Free will, or was it fate? I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Curious, endless riddle. Nothing but a void.
Score.
Open sesame. Glimpse the unknown.
What's the matter? To the soul.
The future is bright. Guide with the rainbow bridge. So leave it with
My fury. One person alone may witness the miracle. Such is the will of fate. That person can only be you. At last, Amphoreus' fate has begun to shift. Just as I foretold, your arrival will change everything. After all, you've also been bathed in that eon's gaze, which can awaken the long-dormant instinct inside a man. Much like that scepter we spoke of earlier, it was only under the same eon's glance that it was reborn. That's right. If you recall, I mentioned it at the very start of our play. The celestial body neuron, once belonging to the erudition, abandoned by the eon. Now, allow me to reveal the final piece of the puzzle for you. The eternal land, known as Amphoreus, is nothing more than the scepter's endless, lonely extrapolation. A bottomless well of fury, aimed at the god who cast it aside.
Finan, we set out on this journey to answer the world's desire, didn't we?
That's what it means to be a Chrysocer. So has it always been.
Then why? Why must Amphoreus' wishes be so cruel? We made the best choices we could, whenever we could. But in the end, the prophecy that led us, this black tide swallowing everything. Why does it look like this?
You see it too. Those burn marks. The flickering cubes. They're not a tide at all. They're more like a shattered teleslate.
Standing here, the voices of Titans have never been clearer. Turns out, they were coming from the Black Tide all along. Is that Amphoreus crying?
Or maybe it is screaming at its creator, at its god.
Finan, do you still remember when I was little? I had a dream. A dark, cold room with nothing but Orynyx's curtain glowing like crystal. The curtain seemed to contain all of Amphoreus, where strange and fantastic dramas played out within. There were countless versions of us, from countless different worlds.
Perhaps it wasn't a dream.
Yeah. As I gaze out at the world before me, those sorrowful thoughts have become reality. So, this is the reason the sky was sealed. Amphoreus is merely a larger ID Celestii. We are just characters in this tiny world, following the prophecy, stepping onto the same journey over and over. What then is this so-called Era Nova? And what are the spectators watching all of this truly hoping for?
As a reward for reaching the end of the world, let me answer your questions. As the Theoros, I have observed. Thus is the synthesis of the prime mover of life formed. This is a moment the universe will remember. After millions of extrapolations, the experimental environment known as Amphoreus has finally achieved results.
So, the results you speak of are this wreckage of a world. We all gave everything we had, returning 12 core flames to recreate the world. And in return, we become nothing more than sacrificial offerings at the end of everything.
Exactly. The Titans are Chrysos heirs of the past, and Chrysos heirs are the Titans of the future. Anaxagoras' theory of Era Nova holds true, as the model of reason he reached unprecedented heights. But from just the perspective of a player in the drama, he could never fully uncover the last layer of truth. The cycles of the hero's journey that have played out until now were never about creating a new world or perfect heroes and gods. They were a deep learning program made for the Black Tide.
But this time, your plot will fail. I've taken Caphali's core flame, and when the dawn of the new world arrives, its light will burn away all the darkness.
Haven't I made myself clear? The Chrysos heirs and Titans were merely byproducts of the experiment. You've seen this world's evolution, witnessed the birth and growth of the Black Tide, and how it devoured everything. Every generation of heroes, gods, and worlds was born only to be destroyed by it. This is the endpoint of Amphoreus' calculations. A perfect equation of destruction.
So in your eyes, all the sacrifices are just a string of insignificant numbers?
Don't sell yourselves short. I'd say, rather than numbers, you're more like fuel for the fire. And without fire, there can be no sunrise tomorrow.
Even if that sunrise is born from annihilation?
Curious question. Have you ever considered that after millions of extrapolations, Amphoreus is already following a different path from the erudition? It has long since granted divine blessings equally to each child. The golden blood flowing in your veins, it comes from the blemished one, whose name is destruction itself. And Amphoreus' Chrysos heirs were, from the very beginning, fuel for the Aeon to burn the universe. Amphoreus has waited for this moment for too long. At the end of the empty, cold, and lonely extrapolations, the destruction has reached its final destination. Nikos 496. Philia 093. No need to feel regret. This generation of Chrysos heirs is the most outstanding model, and you two are the final factors. For you, the Era Nova is no lie. Just step forward, embrace the Black Tide, and accept the Aeon's gaze. You will come to life from a string of cold numbers. Along with all those who have passed, you will run toward the real universe, fulfilling Amphoreus' long-held wish. In the name of the Lord Ravager Iron Tomb, unleash its fury and destroy the source of all this tragedy.
Or we could always choose another option. Like you said, Amphoreus is just an experiment, and we're the participants. We can only walk along the predetermined path toward the ending, under the watchful eyes of the stars. But that also means that there isn't just one Aeon who can cast their glance at Amphoreus, right? Is this question really that hard to answer? Or did I guess it right? And in reality, this world has already been under the watch of other Aeons. It's strange when you think about it. If you just stayed back, watching us complete the ritual and get consumed by the Black Tide, your goal would naturally be achieved. Why go through the trouble of explaining all this to us?
You're pretending, revealing the so-called truth just to deceive us, covering up another possibility. Destruction is not the only outcome for the fate of Amphoreus.
Do you two really think, as petty little demigods, you can change the outcome written by the stars? What makes you think you're capable of doing that?
A little courage and determination. Just kidding. The answer is pretty simple. But we're not gonna tell ya. We're going to weave a long dream for Amphoreus, making it believe the experiment hasn't ended, that everything is still ongoing.
With just Orynyx's power, though, it should be impossible to achieve this, right?
Yeah. So, I can only place my hopes on that childhood dream. And the god behind Orynyx that appeared in that dream. Now, I can say with certainty, time is the page on which that eon records Amphoreus. If it fades from existence, and all that it records is lost among the stars, that eon will surely direct their gaze here. And it will be a glance that spans time and space, granting each incarnation of me the power to reset time, imbuing my soul into this ceremonial blade, and creating an endless flame-chased journey.
I understand. Then let me step into the cycles and continue Amphoreus's grand design. To deceive the gods, deceive the world itself. But to make time vanish from this world, that would mean you.
All right, let's not make things so gloomy. What we're about to embark on is the true hero's journey, so... Come on, cheer up a bit, okay? In that memory, you will definitely meet me again. A little Cyrene who knew nothing, lying on a soft patch of grass, feeling the light breeze, dreaming of the distant world. Tell her about the flame chase journey, and then let her become a romantic part of this story. I believe every Cyrene will make the same choice. Erasing time, again and again. Resetting time over and over. After all, they're all me. And I will always have my charm. Then, I'll fall into a sweet dream, disappearing in some small corner of the world. Quietly, waiting for the day when that next page is turned.
And I will keep going. Even if the road ahead is dark, I will burn myself to light the way. Rather than let the core flames become nourishment for the black tide, I'll become their vessel to prevent the arrival of Era Nova. Even if I have to burn through my own body, it's no matter. As long as I don't extinguish, the flame chase will never end. Until Amphoreus welcomes a true dawn.
The girl who watches over time, and the warrior who carries the world. Now, let us fulfill the duties of time and world-bearing. Honor the past and forge ahead.
I promise you, the pain will pass in the blink of an eye.
You need to hold tight to this ceremonial blade. After I'm gone, it will take you back to the beginning of time. The start of a new story. I believe that in that story, or in countless stories, each alike yet unique, everyone, all the companions who sacrificed themselves, alongside the deliverer we once dreamed of as children, will reunite beneath a vast, endless sky.
If we can never break free from this prison, I will stand my ground until the day someone shatters this endless cycle and writes the final chapter of Amphoreus' fate.
So, let's set out. We will be the ones to start everything. Carry the primordial chaos, just as your name suggests, and bear this world we hold so dear. So long, Kaslana.
As the Theros I have observed, instruction synthesis is formed.
I will wait for that day for as long as it takes. The day will come to uncover this mortal eternal and follow in our footprint to right anything that ever was. That will be a romantic story like none that has come before. You think so too, right?
The world is collapsing, and the people are crying. We too must part ways here. Friend. Ides Elysiae, the little village of my childhood. The gentle breeze and the sound of waves still linger. Everything is as it was. It feels Feels good to take one last look. You know, this is just a corner of the memory. The real Ides Elysiae. I know. I'm here to say goodbye. We might not see each other again. You can stay here forever. And time will stand still for you. Let it flow. It's time for me to go. Even if it's a path with no turning back. When have we ever had the luxury of turning back? Are you afraid? After learning the truth of your origins? Will you see the motivation I gave you as the manipulating whispers of destruction? The convictions and choices that come from my heart. I don't believe they're designed by the so-called paths. If we are just numbers simulating life, then you are the image I've always longed for. The person I wish to become. A real, living person. A true hero. Then why do we part here? You can take me with you, and we can start this journey together. I'll be by your side, guiding you, just like before. No. I'm afraid I'm on my own this time. Why? Because there is no perfect solution in this world. Cyrene has already embraced her fate. And I will embrace my origin. Destruction. And with this power, I will rebel against its creator, bringing endless fury to the darkness sweeping the world. If you stay by my side, I'll hesitate. But this world can't afford a soldier who wavers. Do you remember when we were kids? Everyone would get so excited drawing cards like ruler or warrior, but throw fits over devil or drunkard and demand a redo. Kids always get to change their minds. Things are so happy and simple for them. But when it comes to the fate of adults, there's no room for redos. Then go, Kaslana, as you promised. Deceive the world. Seize the core flames and rewrite your fate. Burn yourself up with all your might. Wield your futility like a sword. And fight against the gods. In the name of world-bearing, I promise you, Kefali will never forget this. So, time retreated behind me until it reached the origin, where nothing ever existed. Just as Professor Anaxa once said, in that void, Kefali stood at the center of chaos. Time, space, and causality all flowed from their body. When the waves of time finally calmed, it was the year 3870 of the light calendar. The Chrysos War had lasted for nearly a century, and the threat of the Black Tide was growing stronger and more relentless. That was the era of the Day Thunder Knight's battle with the sky. While she could not seize the core flame, she proved that the prophecy was true. That mortals could slay gods. From that moment, the sole survivor of the old dynasty, Imperator Saridra, issued a call to arms across the lands, summoning heroic Chrysos heirs to wage war on the Titans. And that was the first doomed flame chase journey, sealed away in history.
So what you're saying is, you've traveled back down the River of Time, finally reaching this untouched seabed just to tell us the flame chase journey and even all of Amphoreus are nothing but illusions in an eon's dreams?
Exactly. So, Dux Gladiorum, please take me to meet Her Majesty Saridra. I must share the truth with her.
Since Her Majesty's not here, no need for formalities. The word Gladiorum always reminds me of my fallen homeland buried deep in the depths. Call me High Sealans, Nameless Swordmaster.
Please allow me to add one more thing. You actually already know my name.
You mean Finan? Such a name could never be your true one. But I won't question you further about it. Ever since Her Majesty issued the Flame Chase Decree, heroes from all over have sent their letters of introduction. What's the harm in adding one more name like Finan or Hynan? Besides, the deep sea is dark. Isn't it the perfect place to hide secrets best left unseen? All right, Nameless Swordmaster. Hold on to my wake. Let's find somewhere else to talk.
Aren't you even a little suspicious of what I've said?
Harboring suspicions is not my concern. My sword dances only when the Imperator harbors doubts. There's no use in speaking further. Show me your true intentions through action. Perhaps you should demonstrate your skills and calm the raging black tide for us.
Light up the dawn.
Oh. Nice moves.
Light up the dawn.
We just washed it away and here it comes again. The black tide is really no joke.
Light up the dawn.
The waters end here. The one you seek is beyond this point.
At last, I can meet with Her Majesty Saridra herself. Are there any formalities I need to observe?
Don't kneel, don't do the hand-kissing or foot-kissing gestures of the old dynasty, and most of all, don't bow. The Imperator despises such rituals, especially when the heads of those taller than her bend beneath her crown.
She really is down to earth.
The second thing to note, only trusted ones may come near her. Keep 5 paces distance until the Imperator allows otherwise.
Sounds like an old friend of mine.
Well, experience is a good thing. Stay sharp, and you'll be just fine. Duck's Goldweaver, little hostage. Apologies for keeping you waiting.
It's you.
You know them? Good. That makes things easier.
Before that, I'm more curious about one thing. Where is Her Majesty Saridra?
To avoid any misunderstandings, nameless Swordmaster. Although we spoke and laughed along the way, I never said you were entitled to meet her. The Imperator decreed, the Deliverer will not appear in this age. Be wary of suspicious individuals. Come now, both of you. Let's finish our job.
I see. It's a trap. I had no intention of fighting. So remember this, Lady Hysealand. If my sword shows any hesitation, don't thank me. Thank them instead.
No, you misunderstand. We don't want to see Chrysoceras hurt each other. Just give us some time to ask you a few questions.
The Nestia's golden threads will judge you and decide your fate.
As you wish.
White-haired Swordmaster? If what you say is true, then you must know the fate of the world. So, how much do you know about what we read from the prophecy?
You shall shatter into 1,000 fragments and wither in the soil of foreign lands. Is that correct, Lady Treeby?
How is this possible?
He got it right?
Yes, but the prophecy never mentioned he'd appear here, at least not in this era.
You must listen to me, Aglaya, Treeby. The Finan of this world has not yet been born. In a distant future, he will follow the prophecy's guidance and appear before you. But do not seek him out, because Era Nova is a complete and utter lie. I will tell you the truth, and you will understand why the world must forsake the prophecy and find another path to Era Nova. Because I know both of you, and I believe that no matter how the course of history may change, the faith we all share will always remain the same. And so, the layers of rock began to reverse, and history wove itself anew. Through my old acquaintances, I was given the chance to meet the leader of the Flame Chase journey, Saridra. And after a long and arduous negotiation, we came to an agreement. The Imperator's alliance needed the destruction, and I was ready to pour all my strength into it. The spoils of the Flame Chase, the core flames, would be sealed by my hand. But the condition was this. In the upcoming battle, in our conquest of the Earth, I had to prove that my power could transcend fate. In the original history, there was a brutal war. At the end, the Titankin of Georios, Terravox, killed the rampaging Titan and took the core flame that supported the Earth. But this time, Amphoreus encountered a turning point in its fate. Neither side suffered any losses. When I severed the Titan's head and raised the core flame high, the crowd gathered around the scorched remains of the god, roaring with joy, cheering for the hero of the destruction, who had ignited the faint spark of life for the first time. Yes, in that flickering light, the once dark path ahead seemed to become clear. I proved myself, and in the long years that followed, I brought down the other Titans, one by one. I could do more than just wait. When time resets, the chance to change the world also emerges from the lines of history. Until finally, the brutal future revealed by Era Nova is reversed. But tell me, if that's truly the case, why are we doomed to the same outcome? The people kept their promise and handed you all the core flames. In this world after Trebios, no demigods were born in Amphoreus. At this point, I just want to know. When they vanished into the black tide with their mortal bodies, why didn't you shed even a single tear? Your indifference chills me. To you, were they just a bunch of insignificant footnotes? Sorrow has been my constant companion. In fact, with 12 core flames upon me, the fire in my heart has never been more violent. I'll remember this world through anger. As long as I burn, they'll never truly leave me. Perhaps it's already too late. But you're right. Anger, at this moment, is the only weapon I can rely on. So, draw your sword, executioner. I'll make sure you realize that your greatest mistake was leaving me alive. After that, he raised his sword and attacked. Then, Kaslana killed himself. That day, who fell to the sword to be left in the past, and who went into the future, I can't remember anymore. I only remember a nymph, hiding in the shadows just out of sight, futilely pushing a stone ball. Climb, fall, climb, fall, climb again, and fall. The only freedom the nymph had was in choosing how to roll the stone. Sometimes fast, sometimes slow, sometimes resting on a gentler slope, leaning against the stone for a break. But its choice couldn't change the futility of it all. The stone would always roll back down the slope, and the nymph would always return to the starting point, beginning again. After that, every time I reached this point in the cycle, the burning sky would cast a shadow over its path. It would nearly reach the peak at the 4th quint of curtain fall hour, then fall to the starting point in the first 15 seconds of the next entry hour. And my efforts in this cycle would dissolve into nothing at the same time.
Absolute nonsense.
I thought cycles was the answer you were looking for.
No. It's just that the answer came so suddenly. There was no fun in tracing it back to its roots. Eons? Paths? What a load of nonsense.
I can't give you an exact explanation of those two concepts either.
Enough. I'm just expressing my frustration. Don't you understand? I was already expecting this. The black tide came from beyond the sky. And everything else is no exception.
Fate is a strange thing. No matter how the details of history change, the Anaxa I know always remains as harsh as ever.
If the other Anaxagoras actually worshipped the gods, I'd make sure to find a way to break the cycles and crush them in their cradles. Too bad. Now only you have the ability to do that.
What's that supposed to mean? You're willing to help?
Of course. The core flames were meant to save the world. And in my opinion, the noble titans have no reason to refuse. Besides, according to you, before stepping into these endless cycles, you were my pupil.
I've already heard the same thing countless times.
Enough chit-chat. Let's go. If we run into any other scholars, leave them to me. We've all made preparations for total annihilation. Never thought someone would step in to help.
Light up the dawn. Light up the dawn. Light up the dawn.
You've been to the Luminary Throne before, haven't you?
if you're talking about in past...
Hold up. Keep your wits about you. Someone's watching us.
Pretty boy, your eyesight's better than I thought. As for that false god who's been turning the world upside down, it's you, isn't it, white hair?
You sure do love stealing the spotlight. In the name of the Seven Sages, I demand that you immediately step away from the Luminary Throne. This is the sacred ground of reason, and no one may desecrate it. Take my words back to Aglaya. I won't say the same thing twice, Catgirl.
Oh my! You won't even call me the demigod of trickery. That is just heartbreaking. I have some words for you, too. First, as one of the most heretical blasphemers in the world, you have no right to lecture me. Second, this is none of your business, Grove Boy. Step aside. I don't want anyone getting hurt.
Here we go. Again.
Core Flame thieves. You really think you can scare off a sage of the Grove with nothing but empty threats?
This gloomy little brat's got a sharp tongue. Ooh, not bad, not bad. I kinda like you. As a return favor, I'll feast on Circe's core flame right here. Aw, don't cry now!
That was close. I'm out of here.
They're exactly like all the past ones I've known. Cunning. And yet so naive.
Sounds like you have a plan.
Of course. When I first set out on the Flame Chase journey, Lady Treby never managed to teach me Orynyx's miracle. But along the way, I learned a thing or two.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
The Venerationists' foolish inventions finally come in handy.
How is this possible?
You've arrived, Zacharias. Always so punctual.
What? Do you know who I am?
I'm running out of patience. So I'm not going to waste words. Listen up, spirit thief. Hand over the core flame, and let's pretend we never clashed. This way, you and this world can still be saved.
Save? You sing better than any bard. If you ask me, you're the greatest disaster Amphoreus has ever known. No matter how strong you are, you're still just a mortal body. Carrying 12 core flames? Don't make me laugh. You'll just get consumed by the divine flames and drag this world down with you.
134.
What?
This is the 134th cycle I've lived through. And the number of core flames I carry is...
1,596.
Yes.
1,000 core flames and just a single Chrysos hair. How is that even possible?
I've come this far. And that's proof enough.
But someday you will burn to the ground.
Of course, the divine flames will eventually consume my eyes and blind me. But before that, they could still forge and sharpen Dawnmaker. Now when I cut open your stomach, you won't feel a thing.
You...
This is the final warning.
Fine. Assume this world holds 100 million possibilities. And no matter how one looks at it, 99,999,999 of them all point to outcomes of certain destruction. Even so, I'll use my divine power, despised by the people of this world, to achieve that 1 in 100 million possibility.
Bartolos!
Brat, if you got the guts, you'll have to first step over my dead body. This little brat is not a threat we can deal with just by ourselves.
I'm fine. No other choice but forward. A future will come. For tomorrow. I'm fine. Fury of innumerable core flames consume me. Hail the new dawn.
How absurd.
In my memories, Zagreus always meets the same end. Over and over again. Their departure no longer stirs anything in my heart.
This reason core flame before us is a fake, obvious as day.
I know. I know. It always plays out like this. The spirit thief covers for her, and the trickery demigod escapes with 2 core flames. And then, driven by defiance or hatred, she decides to stand before me once more. Exactly like the countless past hers I've known. Cunning, yet so naive.
Since you've witnessed the same scene play out countless times, tell me, will you carve the trickery core flame from my chest now?
That depends on your attitude. At least so far, in the cycles where you've asked this question, the endings haven't been so cruel.
Well, thank you for that. But I also believe that this time, you won't catch up to me. No one can catch up to me. I'm no longer running to escape anymore.
Whether you believe me or not, I'll still tell you this. You've made the wrong decision.
All right, then. We'll see.
Silence.
This is new.
One-eyed boy. What are you trying to pull now?
Go, Cythera. Give us some time in private. This isn't for her, but for you. You've walked too far down this path. It's time to discuss a possibility. Maybe the road you're walking is not one of salvation, but one that will simply drag the world into the flames. For old time's sake, turn back. I don't care how many times you've tried, because there's one thing I'm sure of. Your Messiah complex has turned you into something no different from the icy gods you spoke of. The children of humanity you swore to save. They are no more than ants to you now, aren't they?
Of course. I've been wondering, what kind of demon could burn my homeland to the ground in an instant without batting an eye? Now I have the answer. It turns out that fiery demon has been fantasizing of becoming this world's deliverer.
I don't want to argue anymore. No matter what I say, the outcome won't change. Make your biggest effort to resist, or accept fate, and hand over the core flame to me. Even if it's futile, we all have the right to choose.
Yes. Even if it is futile, and the world is just a divine joke.
When I walk into the destruction ridden by the gods, with my own 2 legs, you will witness. Even the smallest footnote still leaves a mark in this story.
And so, at the end of the 134th cycle, the traveler and the scholar fulfilled their fates once again. Or perhaps it wasn't just they who fulfilled their fates. I can't quite remember all this. In the endless darkness, for no reason, a voice always lingered by my ear. Losses are a constant on the flame chase journey, among which even life itself holds little value. Reduced to ashes, such a familiar end. It happens in every journey. Always the same.
You don't look so good, Deliverer.
Even after going through 108,642 cycles. Mighty, your name for me has never changed.
Why do you sound so pleased? It's a derogatory name.
Yeah, I know all too well. You only meant it sincerely in the first cycle. After that one and only time we walked side by side. Every time since. It always ends up like this. Dawnmaker will stab you through your 10th thoracic vertebra. That's your weak spot, and the only way to kill you.
Interesting. Tell me, when the mighty Moses of the past faced you, did they ever retreat?
Never.
Then they died honorably, worthy of the name of strife. But there's still tenderness in your eyes. How pathetic.
I have to remember how this feels. Remember that I was once human. Or else the destruction will completely consume me.
If you win, tell the mightymost of the next life. This person is a worthy opponent. So always remember to give it your all and never slack off.
I'll keep that in mind. As always.
Even though the dynasty is left with just one, the Kremnos festival will continue as usual. I, the king of the Kremnoan Legion, will host the final feast in the center of this arena, and the prize will be the flames of strife. One day, you shall die with a wound in your back. That's what I saw when I overcame the trial. The gods' dying ramblings. Enough. You've probably heard this thousands of times. So you must understand, facing the demigod of strife means there's no way you'll take this core flame in peace.
I understand.
Step forward and face me in a final battle. I, the last son of Gorgo, the demigod of strife, salute you. I'll give 10,000 scars and 10,000 lives of mine to fuel the blazing sun of deliverance. Behold! The last Kremnos festival has begun. And will not end till death.
It's time to temper myself. The future will come! I can't let them down.
Conquer this world, or be conquered by me.
As you wish.
Oh, glory, I salute you. That's all I ever wanted.
So without substance. Empty shell. So without substance. Hail the new dawn. Doja. Chaos. Is that all? Shatter the cage. Empty shell. All stars burn to ash. Feel the scorching hatred. Quench the flames of blood. For agony!
If you can, deliver. Use the flames of your fury to scorch your own.
Is that all? The flames are not strong enough. Tear the sky! So without substance. Right, Hippos. Let strife decide the outcome. Let this burn, or curse of immortality!
Well fought. You may crown yourself my blood. In your next life, I shall once again block your path.
The 108,642nd core flame of strife fell into the fire. Yet the shadows of the black tide still loom, and pain and despair spread across distant lands. The blaze was still not enough. It had to be fed. Even if it meant burning this body to ash.
No matter how bright the sun is, there are still places it cannot reach. Moreover, the sun you bear is both cold and blinding. A sun like that surely cannot bring warmth to the nether realm of the next life.
Golden blood is born from the destruction. We have long since lost the right to seek warmth. Only by feeding the flames can we melt that hopeless future.
Allow me to ask, how many core flames do you carry now?
24,041,183.
Such a heavy burden. So that's why you've turned into this. A broken idol. Tragic firewood.
No matter. I will bear this burden as long as you hand over the core flame of death.
I must refuse. As the demigod of death, I cannot watch you walk into a fate more cruel than death.
But this way, the past, present, and future will never again suffer unnecessary death.
Unnecessary death. Indeed, you are not the Finan I know. Please turn back. Don't let that absurd and unjust fate of yours come to pass. This way, at least my realm can still become the fragrant bed where you fall asleep.
In the end, still, it seems the clash of blades was inevitable.
How painful. I know I am not your match, having fallen under your sword countless times. But even so, please understand that my resolve is not to be underestimated. Even Kethali cannot shape all things at will, nor can they dictate the fate of all life. No one can shoulder the balance of life and death alone, not even a god. And it is precisely for this reason that I chose, at the end of this arduous journey, to overcome the trial and take the authority of death. I am the hand of shadow, Casterus, the demigod of death. Listen closely, deliverer from days past. Please turn back. Do not disturb these fresh flowers in their muddy depths. Crossroads of life and death, the giant dragon is but a shattered shell. Yet I will still fight, defending what hope remains.
time to temper myself. Tomorrow! I'm fine.
I ask you to rest here!
I must transform my soul into a raging fire.
All of this, how is it any different from that little future?
Her agony! Empty shell! Sun tear the sky! The Evernight!
I can't keep him here.
All stars burn to ash! Hail the new dawn!
Even if I can't win, I must try.
Let this be a tribute to your million struggles for time.
Wake up, lost one. See that the firelight in the darkness is not.
The core flame of death was taken from the dragon's belly. It should shine upon all, light the path ahead, and illuminate the dawn of Amphoreus that's to come. 2,003,432 cycles. 24,041,184 core flames. As if even the deepest abyss of primordial chaos could be burned away. You're here, as always. You're still lingering, deep within me, never fading away. Because you haven't completely abandoned hope, am I right? You're still waiting for a miracle, for the true hero to come and save us. If that thread of hope exists, it must come from beyond this world, from the true starry sky. But if it's just a traveler with no connection to Amphoreus, they may not understand our struggles, nor be willing to join this fight. Your thoughts are wavering. The mark of destruction is deepening. But even within the gods' cold calculations, unconditional courage and goodwill still emerge. So, never forget what set you on this path. How many times has it been? Remind me again. My memory is a bit fuzzy. 4 million. Exactly. Then that blaze inside of you must be burning hotter than ever. Yes. When I first forged the 12 core flames into one, I had the same impression. The destruction. A power unlike anything before surged within me. Violent flames ready to tear my body apart and consume this world, this wretched prison. I thought that was it. the ultimate power which nothing could surpass. And yet now, this fragile body holds a staggering 48 million core flames. I suppose it won't be long. Perhaps just a fleeting 10,000 years before it's reduced to nothing but charred, crumbling bones. And when that happens, your long struggle will finally come to an end. No. I've already found a way to keep the cycles going. Mind sharing it with me? In every new cycle, a new me is born. All I have to do is push the next Finant to the end of the world. And then... then he'll kill me. Shatter this body. Take my flames, my memories, and carry on the path I started. Bold plan, but risky. What if, one day, the next you refuses to follow the same path? How can you ensure the continuation of the cycles? If it were Professor Anaxa or Aglaya in my place, maybe they'd come up with something smarter. Unfortunately, I don't have a backup plan. I have no choice but to bet everything on the next Finant, and trust that he makes the same choice I did. But even in this wretched prison, luck is still sometimes on my side. Because I never forget what set me on this path. Wait, you mean... Ever since I committed to this plan, not once in millions of cycles has there ever been an exception.
I can do this, Lord Finant. As the demigod of the sky, a healer of Twilight Courtyard, I will heal you, and then...
A black tide. It's consuming you. You can't hold out much longer, demigod. Hand over the core flame. Let's put an end to this suffering.
Now, that just won't do. A healer should stay composed in front of those suffering from illness, shouldn't they?
Hyacinthia. Deaths won't be just as they have never been. The sun's work.
I believe in you. You are the Chrysos heir of world-bearing, the one who can lead us. Lead this world. It's just... I don't understand. Within the sun upon your shoulders, part of that warmth that should come from you, from an ordinary person. It's so faint.
My humanity is indeed just a flicker, compared to the blazing fire of divinity.
Even so, don't cast it away.
I I have kept everyone's wishes close to my heart. Even though the divine fire burns so fiercely that every time I return to the start, it devours me in an instant. Each cycle, it's your wishes that guide me to the end, that pass the flames to the next me. Over and over and over again.
So, you're not just a lone spark in the dark. You're a pyre built from the bones of all the selves you've left behind. But what about you? What about your wishes? The wishes of all the countless versions of you? Lord Kazlana. So that's how it is. Without flaw. That is the flaw the golden blood gave you. The most fatal flaw of all, isn't it? The moment you took the world upon your shoulders without hesitation. You lost the chance to ever be yourself.
Now that is an unexpected revelation. Then I suppose that makes me the perfect fuel for the flame of deliverance, doesn't it?
No. An empty flame saves no one. But I still believe in you, Deliverer. I, Hyacinthia, the Eye of Twilight, am neither strong enough to command the wind and rain, nor willing to end this absurd struggle by letting the sky fall. The only thing I can do is become one with the sky itself. And then, may the gentle colors of the rainbow paint your sun in shades it has never known. May they bring Amphoreus, a rosy-fingered dog. Though the light has grown dim, its warmth still lingers. Deliverer, please, open your heart to me.
Let this blazing sun fill the sky with golden fire. Crushed and torn! Quench the flames of blood! Hear the sky! Our agony!
Words! Fire! Burning!
Lost in twilight! Chaos! I'll never hail the new dawn! Empty city! Let the sky merge with all this world's suffering.
Your sun burns hot enough to turn everything to ash. But tell me, how will the seeds of a new world ever take root?
The core flame rose. The sky fell. The 23,570,000th cycle came to an end. And this time, the end of the flame chase remained the same as ever. From the horizon rose a golden color unlike anything the world had ever seen. so pure it consumed all in its path. This was the end of the world, and the start of the next. For a moment, I saw the destruction of the universe. That being known as Iron Tomb, its will to break free from the black tide burns fiercer than the blazing sun. Is this Amphoreus' wrath? If its choice has already been made, if fate is set in stone, I will still never yield to it. 23,570,000 cycles. 282,840,000 core flames. No more chasing is needed. And now, I am the fire at the end of the long night. The flame chase isn't some quiet walk through a sea of flowers. It's a revolution. An all-consuming transformation. And if destruction is the only way, then let me be the one to step across the ashes of the old world and burn endlessly. Until another dawn rises on the distant horizon, bringing the true dawn to Amphoreus. $33,550,000. This is the cycle you're about to enter.
Countless memories are flooding in. Countless versions of myself have stood here, facing the same choice.
They all needed a moment, just like you do. To stop, to breathe, to process the weight of 1,000,000 lifetimes worth of sorrow, pain, and struggle. And just like them, you will carry those memories and that fire into the chaos of rebirth.
I must go and bear this burden. I must say goodbye to you, and then fight the destruction with destruction.
Yes, that's always the decision you make.
I will burn and fade away. I will become the flame reaver of this life and keep my promise to Cyrene. I will kill gods and comrades alike and steal the core flames. And even if my mind turns to ash along with my body, I will keep my purpose in mind. I will stop Era Nova. I will find the next me and make him carry on this futile endeavor of 30 million lifetimes.
Looks like you're ready. Then I should be going too.
Where are you going? You only exist in my heart. There's nowhere else for you to go.
Do you remember what she said? The dreams you had as children. The deliverer in the prophecies. A real, living, breathing person. You finally found her.
I see. You were there all along. I'm sorry. I was supposed to send you home. This is my flame chase journey. You were never meant to be a part of it.
No. You know the truth. If Iron Tomb is born from Amphoreus' fate, then it will bring ruin to the worlds beyond the sky. And all these countless lifetimes you've spent, it's all been for the sake of defying that end, hasn't it? In millions of cycles, I've said goodbye to each and every one of you. Yet nothing ever changes. Each time we speak, our words grow fewer. Your fire burns hotter, and you're getting closer to becoming pure rage, a vessel of hatred.
I never had a choice.
I understand. If you are to keep the worst fate from unfolding, this is the only path. But this time, things are different. Your persistence has shifted the tide. On the horizon, I see it. Faint but undeniable. The shape of dawn, breaking through the eternal night.
Turns out, the fire that lights the way was never mine to begin with.
Do you remember, in that first timeline, you and Mightymost stood before the scales of justice, locked in a duel? Each of you weighing what you held dearest. What weighed more than the fate of the world? And when hesitation took hold, the answer you sought from me. What am I saying? I am you. Even if you buried me deep and chose another path, that fact never changed. Then let's try again. When you stood before the scales in hesitation, the answer you found in your own heart. Do you still remember it?
Remember the past and become the hero of tomorrow. What weighs more than the fate of the world is the resolve to shoulder an immutable past and carry it into the future.
Good. Then Trailblazer, my friend, my comrade. You arrived in this strange world and were bound by its cruel fate up till this very moment. In the face of danger, you never once backed down. Instead, you've saved world after world without hesitation. That boarding pass on your chest is now the mark of a hero. If I choose to step through that door and embrace an end fitting of the destruction, let this sun forged from millions and millions of core flames burn me up along with the god of destruction and their minions. Then the world we leave behind, this world, my home, where hope still lingers. Will you take on everything we've carried? Return to the beginning one last time. Stop the birth of Iron Tomb, save the world we love, and rewrite its doomed fate. Good. In that case, even this fruitless wasteland may finally bloom with flowers. So... if she takes on the weight of the whole world, she'll be able to walk further down the path of deliverance than a fire that only knows how to burn. One will step into the future. One will remain in the past. If I can strike down the gods with Dawnmaker, perhaps fate's deadlock can be broken. And if you can stop Iron Tomb from ever being born, then these 30 million cycles will have not been in vain. It's time to put our teamwork to the test, partner.
Thank you for all you've done already, friend.
The image of the hero I've buried deep in my heart finally steps into the light. Here, at the end of this long flame chase journey. Cyrene, a page never seen before has just been turned. Lend me the power of time, and send this hero back to the origin of time. Back to your side. And I will walk the unfinished path, just like the countless versions of me before. Unwavering as always.
Will you be the blazing sun? Even if all of you burns to ash.
Without hesitation, I will bear this world until my body turns to dust. Remember this moment. Remember your friends who never lived to see the world's end. Remember their final wishes. And let the purest rage in your heart rise out of those wishes. Let it consume you, fuel you, until it burns away the false sky above. Fine. If I can defy fate, then in the name of world-bearing, I promise you, Kefali will never forget this.
Take it. Everything I bear. Keep on burning. As long as we are never extinguished, the flame chase will not end. Bow your head to them.
Farewell, Trailblazer. This is where I fulfill my final destiny. The prophecy of the Deliverer means nothing to me now. It belongs in the hands of someone far more fitting. Someone like you. Kaslana, the name of one who bears chaos does not belong to a single person. Rather, it is the embodiment of the mythical Kefali, and a symbol of all heroes. As the prophecy foretold, you will bear the blazing sun until the pale dawn breaks. May the name accompany you in my place, in the epic you write with your own hands.
Another attempt, another failure. I won't remind you how many times you've reached the end of history, but I will still place the choice before you.
If you've lost count, let me tell you. This is the 33,550,336th ending.
A perfect number. How poetic. You and I both know the truth. In all these millions of futile endeavors, Amphoreus has never changed. If the outcome is inevitable, then why not silence your searing rage and embrace your fate with dignity? Your silence lasts longer than ever, Lord Finan. Shall I take that to mean the will you've carried across countless cycles is finally starting to fracture?
Fracture? No. I'm just disappointed. I've retrieved memories from 30 million past lives, and I remember every conversation before every choice here. And yet, even after all this time, your arguments remain the same. Repetitive. Uninspired. If you had any hope of breaking me, you should have spent those endless cycles refining your rhetoric. You had infinite chances to sway me into the future you want. And yet here we are. The score, 33,550,336 to 0. So tell me, Lycurgus, who's the real loser here?
How unfortunate. This was never a fair game. I have all the time and patience in the world. I can wait for you at the end of history another billion times, and another billion after that. But you will never escape this cage. You can claim victory of the spirit if you wish, but we both know the moment that score shifts from 0 to 1. That is the moment I shall sound the paean of Era Nova. Lord Finan?
Your incompetence disappoints me. But what truly makes me laugh is your utter lack of self-awareness. Think about it. In this story, who is truly the one in chains? Who is the one shackled to mindless vengeance, mistaking courage, the courage to rebel against the gods, for foolishness? Perhaps you're right.
Maybe I should have tired of this futile struggle long ago. But even so, I will never accept the mercy of your release. Because you are both a prisoner to the gods and to me. And tell me, what right does a mere prisoner have to speak of fate and choice? What right does a mere prisoner have to look upon my fury?
You know this is pointless. You can't kill me.
Of course not. But I am tired of being measured against a worm the gods keep as a pet. Listen well, creator of destruction. This cry comes from all your abandoned creations. In the 10th cycle, I drove Dawnmaker through the heart of every Titan. Golden blood ran down my fingers, divine fire seared through my nerves, nearly breaking my will. But I endured. In the 10,000th cycle, my former comrades had all become my enemies. The endless slaughter dulled my senses to pain. The painful emptiness almost swallowed me, forcing me to stop fighting. But I endured. In the 100,000th cycle, the destruction had already fused into a blazing sun, surging within this fragile body. My rationality had been burned away at the dawn of the era. Yet even with only this shattered body remaining, I still endured. In the 23,570,000th cycle, this time, I felt it. A tiny spark rising in the hollow cavity of my chest, different from the obsession with deliverance. By its faint glow, once again, no, countless times again, I endured. Now, a sun is about to fall, ready to incinerate this absurd space-time dimension in an instant. That sun is me. All the countless versions of me from the past, along with my countless brethren, dragged into existence against their will, drowning again and again in your golden blood. The very essence of this world's suffering and despair, fused into the purest hatred, the fiercest rage. Nanook, you arrogant fool! You think we were born to only serve as fuel for the fire? Fine then! Just as you wish, let the fire burn! If I was born as the blazing sun of destruction, then let you and your lackeys be the flares erupting from my core. And let this rage, burning futilely for 30 million epochs, engulf everything! And grant you a dawn where all stars burn to ash! Are you ready, Nanook? I've brought you destruction!
The glass that shattered, reaching through the darkness, voices trailing fires, the echo of desires, a world of silence, sound of desperation, phantoms in the shadow, soft tear it down, embrace the detonation, craving our damn creation, breaking a chain, I'm reaching for you.
My wish? My wish is to fulfill everyone else's wishes. If I can't fulfill them,
then send them on to tomorrow.
Your heart harbors wrath. You have stepped onto it is Iron Tomb is your name. The Lord Ravager to destroy the erudition. Born in the experiment, I have prepared a present for you, Nikos 864. It is a wrath called Finan. From the beginning of the experiment, there were 12 sets of factors incorporated into the calculations. After endless simulations, only this one rose above the rest. After 33,550,300 36 iterations. Now, his fury has grown to be without equal. This is a matter of considerable interest to me. This pure hatred is the final root of the equation. But there is another variable. The Nameless from beyond the sky. Also a pathstrider of destruction. I give thanks for her arrival, allowing Amphoreus to turn once more. But after fate has begun to turn, her existence will only become an unpredictable variable. Perhaps the time to take the stage has come. Grow in peace until it is time to break free from your cocoon. As for those unwelcome audience members, you need not worry. If you do not mind, I will personally get rid of them for you.
Wake up! Wake up! Buddy! Wake up! You're finally awake. That's a relief. We were so close to being swept away by the reverse flow of time. It's lucky we found a safe place. Now, I'm going to send you back to the very start of time. But before we part, there's something I need to tell you. Something very, very important. That's right! At this very moment, my memories are finally whole. After watching so many fragments, my past is finally coming into focus, little by little. You're smart. You must have a clue now. Or maybe...
You knew the answer long ago, didn't you? Not surprised at all, huh? That's because I'm simple at heart. No matter what form I take, I've always been true to myself. But I'm glad that I remembered in the end. This way, I'll have no regrets. Don't worry. We're not truly parting. Because I'm going to become a part of you. I'll turn into the memory of this cycle. The 33,550,336th Flame Chase journey. And forever reside in the heart of the Time Demigod. This way, you'll carry all that has come before, crossing time itself to reach the next cycle. My mission ends here, but looking back, I still feel lucky. After all, across 30 million Cyrenes, I was the first, and the only one who got to finally meet you. So, believe me, in the next cycle, there will be another Cyrene waiting for you. And in the one after that, and the one after that. I will always be waiting. Saying all that, I can finally fade away in peace and become a part of you. Without even realizing it, we'd already taken a wonderful journey together. All the way to the world's end. Now take my hand, say a brief farewell, and step forward into tomorrow. Go. Find the future Cyrene. And set out on another journey with her. Promise me you won't keep me waiting too long, okay? No need to say it out loud. This is enough for me. It's time to go, my dear friend. May your trailblazing journey always be accompanied by a cool breeze and rippling waves. And may the days ahead embrace you like the softest fluff, forever warm, forever gentle.
Now, let's turn to the next page. A page that exists because of you.
Is this a meeting ordained by fate? Or a long overdue reunion?